Have you ever sat down for breakfast, enjoying a plate of scrambled eggs, perhaps with a side of crispy bacon or sausage, thinking you're starting your day right? Maybe it's a fried egg, sizzling in oil, its edges just a little bit brown and crispy, ready to be sopped up with a piece of toast. It's a classic, comforting scene for so many of us, especially as we get older. We've been told for years that eggs are a powerhouse of nutrition, and in many ways, they are. But what if I told you that for those of us over 60, there's a very common way many people prepare and eat their eggs that could be silently, insidiously contributing to one of the most frightening health risks we face: blood clots, which can lead to strokes and other devastating brain events. It's a painful reality, one that often comes too late for many families. As a brain doctor, I've seen firsthand the consequences, and it breaks my heart knowing how easily some of these risks could be minimized. We often overlook the subtle choices we make in our kitchens, thinking they're harmless, when in fact, they can have a profound impact on our delicate blood vessels and brain health. In this video, we're going to uncover this surprising truth about eggs, and also explore other simple yet vital habits and foods that can either protect or endanger your precious brain and circulatory system as you age. We'll talk about how everyday eating choices, and even things like how you move and what you drink, play a much bigger role than you might imagine in keeping your blood flowing smoothly and your mind sharp. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you about how much control you actually have over these critical health outcomes. Let's dive right into that surprising truth about eggs, and specifically, the way many of us over 60 are still consuming them. It's not the egg itself that's the villain. Let me be clear about that. Eggs are indeed a fantastic source of protein, essential vitamins, and choline, which is wonderful for brain health. The problem, my dear friends, lies in how we prepare them and, perhaps even more critically, what we habitually pair them with. Imagine that lovely fried egg sizzling away in a pan, perhaps in a pool of butter or some highly processed vegetable oil that isn't designed for high heat cooking. Or maybe it's scrambled eggs, cooked until they're dry and crumbly, almost browned around the edges. When eggs, particularly the yolk, which is rich in delicate cholesterol, are exposed to very high heat for extended periods, or when they're cooked in unstable, refined oils, something detrimental happens. The cholesterol in the egg yolk can become oxidized, and the proteins can form harmful compounds known as advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These aren't just fancy science terms. AGEs and oxidized cholesterol are highly inflammatory. Think of them as little irritants that, once absorbed into your bloodstream, can damage the delicate lining of your blood vessels, known as the endothelium. This damage is a critical first step in the formation of plaque. And crucially, it makes those blood vessels sticky and prone to developing microscopic clots. Now, compound that with what often accompanies these eggs: slices of crispy bacon, glistening sausages, or even processed ham. These processed meats are loaded with saturated fats, sodium, and often nitrates and nitrites. When consumed regularly, especially alongside eggs cooked in a way that promotes inflammation, you're creating a potent cocktail for cardiovascular trouble. The high levels of saturated fat and sodium contribute to elevated cholesterol and blood pressure, both of which put immense strain on your arteries. The nitrates and nitrites, while helping to preserve meat, can also be converted into compounds that further damage blood vessel walls. So, picture this: you're having your perfectly browned, slightly crispy fried egg, sitting next to a couple of pieces of extra crispy bacon. What you're unknowingly consuming is a meal that, while delicious and comforting in the moment, is actively promoting inflammation, oxidative stress, and arterial damage. Over time, this cumulative effect is like setting the stage for tiny, insidious blood clots to form, which can then break off and travel to the brain, leading to a stroke, or elsewhere in the body with equally serious consequences. This isn't about scaring you away from eggs altogether. Far from it. It's about being mindful of the cooking methods and the pairings, instead of frying at high heat. Try poaching your eggs. The gentle cooking preserves the integrity of the nutrients and prevents the formation of those harmful oxidized compounds. Soft-boiled eggs are another fantastic option. If you must scramble, do so gently, on a lower heat, and Remove them from the pan while they are still slightly moist, and instead of processed meats, consider adding a vibrant array of vegetables to your egg dish. Think spinach, bell peppers, mushrooms, or onions. These vegetables are packed with antioxidants and fiber, which actively work to counteract inflammation and protect your blood vessels. Even a sprinkle of fresh herbs can make a world of difference. This seemingly small shift in how you prepare and what you pair with your eggs can dramatically reduce the inflammatory burden on your body and safeguard your circulatory system. It's a simple change, but its impact on avoiding blood clots and maintaining brain health after 60 is profound. So, next time you reach for that carton of eggs, remember, it's not the egg, but the method and the company it keeps. That truly matters. Now that we've discussed this critical insight about eggs, let's move on to another crucial area that impacts your blood vessels and brain just as significantly. Now that we've shed light on how our egg preparation and pairings can impact our brain and circulatory health, let's continue our journey by exploring other habits and foods that silently contribute to or prevent the risk of blood clots and support a healthy brain. Following on from the processed meats we just touched on, let's talk about a much broader category: highly processed foods and the hidden sugars and unhealthy fats they contain. Think about those seemingly convenient snacks, ready-made meals, or even many of the sweetened beverages that line our grocery store shelves. These items are often engineered to be incredibly palatable, designed to make us want more, but what they lack in real nutritional value, they often make up for in refined sugars, unhealthy trans fats, and an abundance of sodium. When you consistently consume foods high in these ingredients, you're essentially bombarding your body with pro-inflammatory substances. High sugar intake, in particular, leads to chronic inflammation throughout the body, including the delicate lining of your blood vessels. This inflammation can damage the endothelium, making it more susceptible to plaque formation and, you guessed it, increasing the risk of blood clot development. Furthermore, these sugars can contribute to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes, which itself is a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease and stroke, and those unhealthy trans fats found in many baked goods, fried foods, and processed snacks. They directly raise bad cholesterol LDL and lower good cholesterol HDL, further promoting arterial plaque and narrowing of blood vessels. So, what's the actionable step here? It's about slowly but surely reducing your reliance on these highly processed items. Start by reading food labels more carefully. Look for ingredients you recognize and can pronounce. Opt for whole, unprocessed foods as much as possible: fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Instead of a sugary granola bar, grab an apple or a handful of nuts. Replace sugary drinks with water, perhaps infused with a slice of lemon or cucumber for flavor. These small shifts might feel challenging at first, especially if you're used to the convenience of processed options, but the long-term benefits for your brain and blood flow are immeasurable. Your blood vessels will thank you for reducing that inflammatory burden, allowing your blood to flow more freely and cleanly. Next up, let's consider something incredibly simple, yet profoundly overlooked by many of us: adequate hydration. It sounds almost too basic. Doesn't it drink more water? But for seniors, dehydration is a surprisingly common problem, and it has direct implications for blood viscosity, or how thick your blood is. As we age, our sense of thirst can diminish, and certain medications can also increase fluid loss. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and less able to flow smoothly through your arteries and veins. Think of it like trying to push thick syrup through a narrow straw versus a thin liquid. Thicker blood moves more sluggishly, increasing the risk of blood cells clumping together and forming clots, especially in smaller, more fragile vessels. It also puts more strain on your heart, which has to work harder to pump that thicker blood throughout your body. The good news is, this is one of the easiest and most impactful changes you can make. The goal is to aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of plain water a day, unless your doctor has advised otherwise due to a specific medical condition. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. By then, you're already in a state of mild dehydration. Keep a water bottle or a glass of water within easy reach throughout the day. Set reminders on your phone if you need to. And remember, while coffee and tea contain water, they can also act as diuretics, meaning they encourage fluid loss. So so they don't count towards your pure water intake. You can also get fluids from water-rich foods like cucumbers, watermelon, oranges, and soups. Making sure you're consistently well hydrated ensures your blood remains at a healthy consistency, allowing it to deliver oxygen and nutrients efficiently to every cell in your body, including your brain, and significantly reducing the risk of dangerous blood clots. These two areas, tackling processed foods and prioritizing hydration, are powerful partners in maintaining vibrant circulatory and cognitive health as you continue to live your best life. Next, we'll dive into how movement, even gentle movement, and even your gut health play astonishingly crucial roles. Now, let's talk about something incredibly fundamental that often gets pushed aside in our daily lives, yet holds immense power for preventing blood clots and keeping our brains sharp consistent. Gentle movement. It's not about strenuous workouts or running marathons, especially after 60. It's about simply moving your body regularly throughout the day. Many of us spend too much time sitting, whether it's watching television, reading, or working on a computer. This sedentary lifestyle is a silent killer, and it's a significant risk factor for blood clots. When you sit for prolonged periods, especially without getting up and moving around, the blood flow in your legs slows down. This sluggish circulation allows blood to pool in your veins, particularly in the calves, increasing the chance of blood cells clumping together and forming clots. These clots, known as deep vein thrombosis or DVT, are extremely dangerous because they can break off and travel to your lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism, or even to your brain, leading to a stroke, even if you walk for an hour in the morning, but then spend the rest of the day sitting. You're still putting yourself at risk. The key here is breaking up those periods of inactivity. Think of it as mini movement breaks. Every 30 to 60 minutes, get up and move for a few minutes. Walk to the kitchen for a glass of water. See, that hydration tip comes in handy again. Do some gentle stretches. March in place while watching your favorite show. Walk around your garden. Even standing up and sitting down a few times in a row can make a difference. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. But remember that breaking it into smaller chunks throughout the day is often more effective for preventing blood pooling than one long session followed by hours of sitting. Incorporate activities you enjoy, whether it's gentle dancing, gardening, or taking a leisurely stroll with a friend. Consistent movement keeps your blood circulating, prevents pooling, strengthens your heart, and ensures your brain gets a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. It's truly one of the simplest yet most effective ways to safeguard yourself against blood clots and maintain cognitive vitality. Moving on, let's touch upon an area that's gaining incredible attention in health circles. And for very good reason, the health of your gut. Yes, your gut, often referred to as your second brain, has a profound impact not just on digestion, but also on inflammation throughout your body, including your blood vessels, and even directly on your brain health. Our gut is home to trillions of microorganisms, a complex ecosystem known as the microbiome. When this ecosystem is balanced with a diverse array of beneficial bacteria, it works wonders for your health. But when it becomes imbalanced, often due to a diet high in processed foods, unhealthy fats, and sugars, or due to stress and certain medications, it can lead to a leaky gut. This means that unwanted substances can pass from your gut into your bloodstream, triggering a systemic inflammatory response. This chronic inflammation, as we've discussed, is a primary driver of blood vessel damage, plaque formation, and increased risk of blood clots. A healthy gut also produces neurotransmitters and influences nutrient absorption, all vital for optimal brain function. So, how do you nurture a healthy gut? It primarily comes down to what you feed those beneficial bacteria. Focus on a diet rich in fiber from whole, plant-based foods. Think plenty of colorful vegetables, fruits, legumes like lentils and beans, and whole grains. These provide the prebiotics that feed your good gut bacteria. Also, incorporate probiotic-rich foods like yogurt with live active cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha. Start slowly if these are new to your diet. Reducing your intake of processed foods. unhealthy fats. And artificial sweeteners will also greatly benefit your gut microbiome. When your gut is healthy, it reduces inflammation throughout your entire body, leading to healthier blood vessels, smoother blood flow, and a reduced risk of blood clots, all while supporting clearer thinking and improved mood. It's an interconnected web of well-being. Finally, let's talk about the often underrated power of quality sleep. You might think sleep is just about resting, but it's a crucial time for repair and restoration for every system in your body, including your cardiovascular and neurological systems. Chronic sleep deprivation, meaning consistently getting less than the recommended 7-9 hours of quality sleep, is a significant stressor on your body. It can lead to increased inflammation, elevated blood pressure, and impaired blood sugar regulation, all factors that contribute to the risk of blood clots and negatively impact brain health. During deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste products, a process essential for preventing cognitive decline. Poor sleep can disrupt the natural balance of your hormones, including those that regulate appetite and stress, leading to a vicious cycle that further impacts your overall health. To improve your sleep, try to establish a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up around the same time each day. Even on weekends, create a relaxing bedtime routine, a warm bath, reading a book, or gentle stretching. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime. And, of course, that gentle movement we talked about earlier can also significantly improve sleep quality. Prioritizing restful sleep is a profound act of self-care that directly supports healthy blood circulation, reduces inflammation, and keeps your brain functioning optimally. So, we've walked through quite a journey today, haven't we? From those seemingly innocent eggs and how they're prepared, to the pervasive impact of processed foods and the incredible importance of simply staying hydrated, we've explored how regular, gentle movement is like a lifeline for your blood vessels, and how nurturing your gut and getting truly restorative sleep are powerful allies in protecting your brain and preventing those insidious blood clots. Remember, every single one of these habits is interconnected, working together to either support or undermine your health. The surprising truth, the one I hinted at in the beginning, is just how much power you truly hold. It's not about grand, overwhelming changes. It's about making small, consistent, mindful adjustments to your daily routine. Each healthier choice you make, each time you swap a processed snack for a piece of fruit, each time you choose to gently scramble your eggs instead of frying them until crispy, each time you reach for water instead of a sugary drink, and each time you stand up and move for a few minutes, you are actively building a stronger defense against blood clots and nurturing a sharper, more resilient brain. You are investing in your own vitality and ensuring you can continue to enjoy life to its fullest, with clarity and energy. You absolutely have the power to influence your brain health and your circulatory system for the better, simply by making informed choices. I truly hope this conversation has empowered you to look at your daily habits with fresh eyes and renewed determination. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Have you made any of these changes already? What differences have you noticed your insights could inspire someone else? And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more practical, doctor-backed advice to help you thrive at every age. Remember, small changes can make a big difference to your health and happiness. Live your best life at every age.